Welcome to our channel. Today, we will talk about the event which is already referred to as the turning point in modern weaponry. On November 21st, 2024, Russia used its cutting-edge ballistic missile Oreshnik in combat conditions, which caused a great outcry all over the world. This step was not just a demonstration of technological power. It also forced analysts and military strategists to take a fresh look at the global balance of power. We will cover the origins of this missile, its key characteristics, and its technological features. Why does its development evoke references to the legendary design bureau in Dnipropetrovsk City? How was its first target chosen? And how will this event affect the international rules of the game? And most importantly, what consequences could it have for the future of world security? Let's discuss all of this right now. On November 21st, Russia launched its newest ballistic missile, Oreshnik, which had not been officially presented before. Its target was the facilities of the Yuzhmash industrial enterprise located in Ukraine. This is the largest enterprise in the region for the production of rocket and space equipment. There is not much information about the missile, but the available data confirms its outstanding characteristics. It is a medium-range system with a separate warhead, equipped with an individual guiding system and the ability to reach a speed of up to Mach 10, which is equivalent to about 12,000 kilometers per hour. It has a range of up to 5,500 kilometers and a warhead weight of up to 1.5 tons. In addition, the missile can deliver a nuclear charge of up to 900 kilotons, which is 45 times more powerful than the bomb dropped at Hiroshima. The appearance of such weapons has the potential to radically change the balance of power in the world, becoming a new chapter in the history of global military technology. Oreshnik represents one of the most powerful and long-range missile systems in the world, with characteristics that can significantly affect the geopolitical situation. Russia is strengthening its position with this weapon, and its development keeps questioning the confidence of Western countries in full control over the military technologies of other countries. We should mention that there are two main types of ballistic missiles: intercontinental and medium or short-range missiles. Intercontinental missiles can cover distances of over 5,500 kilometers and can reach a target on another continent in 30 to 40 minutes. Medium-range missiles have a range of 1,000 to 5,500 kilometers, and short-range missiles have a range of up to 1,000 kilometers. Although medium and short-range missiles cannot cross oceans, they are much faster to reach their target and more difficult to intercept because of their minimal reaction time. During the Cold War, the USSR developed the RSD-10 Pioneer Mobile Medium-Range Missile System. It was an advanced system capable of hitting targets throughout Europe and became one of the main symbols of the missile race at that time. In response, the United States deployed high-precision Pershing II missiles and land-based versions of Tomahawk cruise missiles, which could fly at low altitudes to evade radars. This arms race dramatically increased the chances of nuclear war, prompting the leaders of both the USSR and the US to negotiate. In 1987, they signed the Treaty on the Elimination of Medium-Range and Short-Range Missiles. Mikhail Gorbachev, who supported diffusing international tensions, reached an agreement with Ronald Reagan to eliminate an entire class of weapons. As a result, by 1991, both sides had eliminated about 2,700 missiles. The treaty was a historic step towards reducing the nuclear threat, but its termination in 2019 has once again raised questions about global security. After signing the Treaty on the Elimination of Medium and Short-Range Missiles, the Soviet Union decided not only to eliminate missiles falling under its terms, but also to go beyond its obligations by eliminating weapons that were not prohibited under the treaty. For example, the Oka Operational Tactical Missile System, with a range of 450 kilometers, was dismantled, despite the fact that its destruction was not required by the terms of the treaty. Decades later, Russia developed a new system similar to Oka, which was named Iskander. However, the RSD-10 Pioneer missiles, as well as all engineering documents for them, were eliminated, causing losses in the field of this type of weapon. The decision to eliminate such systems may have played a role in changing the perception of Russia in the international arena. Against this backdrop, some countries, including the United States, have come to believe that Russia no longer poses a significant threat in terms of strategic weaponry. This perception may have contributed to the decision of the United States to begin expanding NATO and strengthening its eastern flank in Europe. In response to these events, Russia continued to develop new types of weapons to maintain the strategic balance. However, by 2018, it became clear that the treaty on the elimination of medium and short-range missiles had lost its relevance, and both sides began accusing each other of violating its terms. In 2019, U.S. President Donald Trump announced the U.S. withdrawal from the treaty, opening the door for the deployment of new ballistic missiles and advanced air defense systems in Europe. It is important to note that the events we are talking about took place long before February 2022. Russia did not make any loud statements in response to the changes, but on June 28, 2024, at a meeting of the Security Council, the Russian president suggested considering the possibility of restarting the production of intermediate-range ballistic missiles. Such a statement, given the preceding events, was taken as a signal that the process was already underway, which, as we later learned, was true. Less than 5 months later, it became apparent. As for technical details, the missile, named Oreshnik, was initially mistaken for a missile of the RS-26 Rubesh complex. This misunderstanding is explained by the fact that information about such systems is always strictly classified. Even with modern intelligence technologies, including satellite reconnaissance, Western intelligence agencies failed to detect the development of the Oreshnik missile in time. As a result, various, sometimes contradictory versions of its characteristics and capabilities began to appear in the mass media. Although the exact origin of the Oreshnik missile remains classified, it is possible to track its development through previous projects. One of these projects is a missile complex created in the 1980s through the joint efforts of the Moscow Institute of Thermal Engineering and the Yuzhnoye Design Bureau in Dnipropetrovsk. This is the enterprise that was struck by the first Oreshnik missile. This complex was later named Topol-M. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, Ukraine withdrew from the project, and it was fully transferred to Russia. The project was not abandoned, but was successfully completed and adopted into service, both in mobile and silo versions. Topol-M is an intercontinental missile with a range of up to 12,000 kilometers. A more advanced project, the Yars missile, was developed on the basis of this complex, as well as a lighter version called the R-26 Rubesh. According to some reports, the range of the R-26 can be up to 6,000 kilometers, which at the time meant that it was banned under the Intermediate Range and Shorter Range Missile Treaty. This is probably the reason why official information about the missile was limited. And in 2018, the Russian Defense Ministry stated that no such weapons were planned in the armament program until 2027. However, in late November 2024, the world learned about the Oreshnik complex, which sparked rumors about its possible connection to the R-26 Rubesh. Although these systems are not direct descendants of each other, it is clear that the new complex has incorporated elements developed for previous missiles, such as the Yars, Topol, and even the obsolete Pioneer. Moreover, ironically enough, the developments at the Dnipropetrovsk Yuzhnoye Design Bureau also played a role in the creation of the new weapon. The Soviet Union established a unique missile technology center in Dnipropetrovsk. This facility produced 100 intercontinental ballistic missiles per year, which is equivalent to the production of one missile every 3 days. Such a pace could not be compared to anything in the world. Yuzhnoye also developed unique engines for space programs, including engines for flights to distant planets. If the Soviet Union had not collapsed, perhaps humanity would already be at a higher level of development, and achievements that today seem exceptional would be perceived as something ordinary. Unfortunately, today, this famous enterprise has lost its strategic importance for Russia. The United States and the United Kingdom have begun to develop systems there that could pose a threat to Russian security. This enterprise was built taking into account possible nuclear war scenarios, and its main facilities are located deep underground, making them almost inaccessible by conventional means. The attack on November 21st was primarily a warning that, if necessary, the enemy would be defeated even underground. Time will tell if that warning was heeded. Although the Oreshnik missile was an unexpected and significant step, there may be other new developments in the near future. In particular, it is worth paying attention to the modernization of existing strategic missile systems, such as the YARS. Despite its high performance, this complex continues to evolve. In recent years, the international media have repeatedly mentioned the YARS-M version, whose distinguishing feature is the availability of individually deployable weapon modules equipped with their own engines. This technical improvement significantly increases the maneuverability of the missile, making it more difficult to intercept. According to unofficial reports, work on this complex is already underway, and the products may be released in the near future. Also, there is information about the Osina RV project, which some experts believe was successfully tested on June 28, 2021 at the Plesetsk test site. This system could become even more powerful and flexible, continuing the development of national missile capabilities. However, like many other programs of this kind, its details remain classified, which is not surprising given its strategic importance. These innovations are part of a broader process of nuclear modernization, which affects international security. Global interest in such technologies is growing, and the development of Russian missile systems remains a key factor that will shape future trends in global military architecture. So, what does the appearance of the Oreshnik complex change in the international arena? First of all, it has shattered the confidence of Western leaders that they have comprehensive information about Russian military developments. In fact, information about new technologies often remains hidden until the time comes for its presentation. If the Oreshnik was so surprising, it is possible that there are other systems in the arsenal that very few people know about. This question will now be the subject of intense scrutiny and debate in the international arena, and it may affect political and strategic decisions. While Western countries will analyze and respond to new challenges, Russia will continue to develop and implement new military technologies, which will certainly have an impact on global stability and the balance of power. This will definitely become an important factor in determining future geopolitical trends and strategic alliances. What do you think about such changes in international politics? Share your opinion in the comments. We are always excited to discuss this topic. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the most relevant events in the field of world politics and technology. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends.